Okay, this is a checklist for pieces that you really care about. And, ideally, you'll do this with every single piece that you write. But if you need to turn in something really important, then I would recommend doing this. And you may have seen this before if you've accessed my Learn AMA Style website. And that's this right here. And you can see there's this AMA Style Mastery course that is currently free. So check that out if you want to really get a deep dive into AMA Style. And then also, here are some free downloads. And actually, I'm just going to go through this one right here, checklist to make your medical writing shine. And you can just click on that if you want a copy. And there's also a copy below this video. So really quickly, just to go through, obviously you can read it, but let me make a few points. First of all, you can check your writing with AI. There's a prompt here for that. So that's one approach you can do immediately, and it will give you some good feedback. Step 2, check your sentences for length. One of the big differences between AI-generated writing and human writing is its burstiness. So that's sort of the surprisability of it. If you read ChatGPT generated writing, you'll see that it's pretty predictable and straightforward most of the time. So at least one way to fix your writing that way is to vary the sentence length. So go ahead and check your sentences for that. You want some longer and then some shorter, and you don't want too many long sentences. Also, that's often a bad habit that writers can have. Get rid of the adverbs. So when you have a verb and a modifier of that verb next to each other, you should fix that and just try to find the best verb. So for example, when you have walked slowly, you should use the word, for example, ambled instead. Or she was very happy, you could say ecstatic. It's just better writing when you don't have those adverbs. Then you should go through and make sure you're using active rather than passive voice. There's a little passive voice that's acceptable in scientific writing when the person who's doing the action isn't as important, such as researchers plated the cells. But most of the time, you should get rid of the passive voice because it kind of weakens the writing. Then you want to check paragraphs in your piece for flow. So each paragraph should only cover one idea, and it should ideally build on the idea you spoke about in the previous paragraph. So you have a nice flow through your piece. You have an introduction, you have background information, and you build on that, and you go to the broadest topic to the more narrow topic so that you're leading the reader through and you're not jumping around. And then that really helps with the flow. And also check each paragraph for a topic sentence. A topic sentence is just a brief summary sentence of the paragraph that you're talking about. It really helps with clarity of your writing. Next, if you really care about the piece, you can read the piece aloud. You can also have it set up in Microsoft Word to narrate your writing and listen to it if you don't want to sit there and read it aloud. That really helps catch a bunch of errors. Then you can also reread your piece when it's in a different color or font size so that you can see the errors, and then you can reread until no errors. I would use EditGPT to eliminate steps 6, 7, and 8, and that will catch any of the errors that you might catch with those steps. So EditGPT is really great, and you can check that out here. It's editgpt.app, and it hooks up to your ChatGPT. It's a Chrome extension. And I think that I covered that actually in AI tools that you might have already watched that video. And then step 9, give it time. Who has time when there's a bunch of deadlines? But if you can give your piece time, 24 hours or more, go back and reread it. You might say, what was I thinking when I wrote this? And in that case, you can fix it. And then spell check, obviously, that will be caught by EditGPT. Another one of the steps you can use that program on, but if you see any red squigglies, you definitely want to investigate further.